Good evening, barflies and lounge lizards, and welcome to Late Night Video. Tonight we'll be discussing The Lost Empire from 1984. Produced, written, and directed by Jim Wynorski, The Lost Empire is an action-adventure film with light sci-fi elements that feels like Charlie's Angels meets Enter the Dragon with elements of a Republic serial, and a healthy dose of Russ Meyer-esque sleaze. And it tells the story of Angel Wolf, a tough-as-nails member of the LAPD. When her brother is hospitalized during a Chinatown robbery, she finds herself on the trail of a supposedly immortal villain who is recruiting women for his nefarious army. Finding out that the villainous Sindhu only accepts trios of women for his army, because, he has standards, Angel puts together her own little Charlie's Angels-like trio in order to infiltrate the villain's mysterious island fortress. Director Jim Wynorski is responsible for some true B-movie classics, including Deathstalker 2, the Not of This Earth remake, and Transylvania Twist, which I discussed in my top Lovecraft movies episode. You should go watch that after this. It's neat. The film stars Melanie Vince as Angel Wolf. Vince was a film and TV actress who appeared in everything from Small Wonder to one of my favorite comedies, Hunk, which starred John Allen Nelson, who played my favorite character on Baywatch. Yep, my Baywatch game is getting almost as strong as my Planet of the Apes game. Then we have Raven Delacroix as White Star, one of our angels. And let me tell you, I looked and could not find how she pronounced her last name. So I'm just going with Delacroix. But Delacroix is probably best known, and for good reason, for Russ Meyer's Up. She is a mix of Comanche and French and worked as both a nurse and a stripper. Next we have Angela Ames as the final member of the trio, a criminal with the promise of parole as she plays ball. Ames was an actress and model who appeared in Bachelor Party, Adult Fairy Tales, and Chopping Mall. As the villain of the piece, we have Angus Scrimm as Sindhu. Scrimm, best known as the Tall Man, really doesn't get enough credit for how good he was in more lighthearted and comedic roles. He started out as a journalist and at one point worked for Capitol Records writing liner notes. He even won a Grammy for it. Yep, Angus Scrimm won a Grammy. And finally, I wanted to mention an appearance by Angelique Pettyjohn of Star Trek fame. This one had some really neat effects, including this strangely erotic laser, and what I assume is rotoscoping, unless it was actual science. With such realism, it's hard to say. Unfortunately though, one of the coolest effects in the entire film is something completely unexpected, so I don't want to spoil it. But when you watch, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you'll probably say, I sure do like the cut of that R. Sterling's jib. But this one has a lot of people credited for the effects and makeup, including Anthony Dublin of Reanimator and From Beyond, Roger George of Repo Man and Munchies, and Robin Neal of Return of the Living Dead. So there was some real talent on this one. The film also has a great look and style to it. The villains look like something right out of the G.I. Joe cartoon, though I did wear that exact outfit last weekend in the alley behind the donut shop. And yeah, I know that joke's probably getting old, but I'm still amused, and that's all that really matters. I must also mention there's a gorilla actor. It's a very small part, but still, gorilla credit where gorilla credit is due. And said gorilla was played by Stephen Neal, one of the makeup artists on the film. Neal also worked on Return of Swamp Thing, Battle Beyond the Stars, and The Stuff. That's a resume right there. And finally, check out this killer match shot by Sean Joyce. Joyce also worked on Labyrinth and Star Trek IV. The Lost Empire was Jim Wynorski's directorial debut, but he had done some writing before that and worked for Roger Corman. The film was financed by theater owner Henry Plitt. What Wynorski didn't know was that Plitt wanted the film simply as a tax loss, so Wynorski put his all into it. And because of this, Plitt ended up liking the movie and would give it a wide release where it actually made money. But because of ownership changes with Plitt, after the initial home video release, the film was kind of lost in limbo for a long while. It would take many years for Wynorski to finally gain the rights to his film. Star Raven Delacroix was not only an associate producer, but she also designed her own costumes. Now, it's supposedly time, because I could not confirm this, but supposedly there was no gorilla in the script. But when Stephen Neal showed up for work, he just happened to have a gorilla suit in the trunk of his car. Which is good thinking, really. And Wynorski decided to add it to the film. This one has an excellent soundtrack with some John Carpenter-esque moments, which will make sense in a bit. And that bit is right now, because said score was by Alan Howarth, who worked with John Carpenter on numerous films including Escape from New York, Halloween 3, and Big Trouble in Little China. So perhaps what many think of as the Carpenter sound should really be thought of as the Carpenter Howarth sound. Just take a listen. That's good stuff. Almost a bit of John Harrison in there too. Wacky? Nope, not wacky at all. It even features one of the most grounded, realistic portrayals of a women's prison in the 1980s that I've ever seen. Sleazy? This one may offer a little something for the sleazily inclined. Not that anyone like that hangs out around here though. The Lost Empire has been released on Betamax, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and Laserdisc. This one is a ton of fun. Just a light-hearted, weird, and wacky little kitchen sink action movie. Just look at this Ninja Star belt buckle. I mean, come on, how could any rational person not dig that? Back when I was doing more review-style videos, this one would have easily gotten 4 atomic popcorns out of 5. And that's all the time we have for this weekend. But rather than my usual episode-ending nonsense, I wanted to recommend the Schlockernaut podcast run by my buddies Doc and Steve. These two lovable scoundrels do generally light-hearted and amusing deep dives into all kinds of movies. And a certain Mr. R. Sterling Clownpants makes the occasional appearance as well. But don't hold that against them. The link is below. So please like, comment, subscribe, watch the skies, and stay atomic.
If you want to hear music from a box like this, here's a high band blaster that you wear on your wrist. High band blasters. And would you look at this watch? Who would ever know? It can change into a robot radio. Robot radio.
Planoform non-radio watch is also available. Interceptor Jet, Excalibur Gun, Scorpio, Autochron, Autoceptor, Teltor, and the Robot Time Machine. Each sold separately.
Patty Piper's back
with another pick-a-pack of panties. Sears Super Value.
Pick a Pack of Panties, a fine quality outerline fabrics of polyester and cotton or 100% nylon in 3 styles, just $2.95 a 5-pack.
That's 59 cents each.
Pick whites, prints, or colors. A special purchase at $2.95 a 5-pack.
That's 59 cents each.
So come pick a pack of panties before Patty picks them all.
While quantities last.
At Sears, where America shops for value.